Title: A God Fell in Love with Death. Once in a time before time, when the sky was still learning how to hold the stars, there lived a god named Solis. He was the god of light, the bringer of dawn, the one who painted the sky with gold. Every morning, the world adored him, for his warmth gave life to the fields, his glow guided the lost, and his presence made even the darkest nights feel safe. But Solis was lonely. He watched the mortals below, laughing, loving, living, and though he shone upon them, none could truly see him. They worshipped his light, but never knew his heart. So he wandered the heavens, searching for something he could not name, until one day he saw her. Death. She moved like a whisper, her presence as soft as the last breath of a dying flame. Where Solis was bright, she was shadow. Where he was warmth, she was the cool touch of night. And yet, when their eyes met, something inside him burned fiercer than any sunrise. Death did not speak. She never did. She simply watched, her gaze steady as the turning of the world. But Solis was not afraid. He stepped closer, drawn to her like a moth to a candle. Though he knew her flame could extinguish even a god. "Why do you flee from me?" he asked, his voice the sound of dawn breaking over the hills. Death tilted her head. "I do not flee. I am always near. But you should not seek me." "But I must," Solis replied. "For I have seen the way you cradle the dying in your arms, how gently you guide them beyond the veil. You are not cruel, as the mortals say. You are kind." Death sighed, a sound like autumn leaves crumbling to dust. "Kindness does not change what I am. I am the end. You are the beginning. We do not belong in the same story." Solis refused to believe it. Day after day, he followed her, his light spilling into the places she walked, turning the edges of her darkness gold. He watched as she carried the souls of the departed, as she knelt beside warriors and children alike, offering them the same quiet comfort. And the more he saw, the more he loved her. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, Solis reached for her hand. "Stay with me," he whispered, "just for a little while." Death hesitated. She had never lingered, never allowed herself to be held. But the warmth of his touch was unlike anything she had ever known. Slowly, she let her fingers curl around his. For a time they walked together. Solis showed her the beauty of the living world, the laughter of children, the way flowers turned their faces to his light, the songs of birds greeting the new day. Death in turn showed him the peace of endings, the way a life well lived could settle like a story closing its final page, how love could linger even after the last breath was drawn. But the other gods soon noticed. They saw the way Solis dimmed when death was near, how his light no longer burned as brightly as it once had. "You cannot love her," they warned him. "She will be your undoing." Solis shook his head. "She is my heart. I would rather fade than live without her." The gods grew angry. They feared that if death and light became one, the balance of the world would shatter. So they tore them apart, binding Solis to the sky and forbidding death from ever touching him again. But love is not so easily undone. Even now, when the sun sets and the sky bleeds crimson, it is said that Solis reaches for death, stretching his light as far as he can before the night pulls him away. And if you listen closely, in the quiet between day and dark, you might hear the echo of his voice, whispering her name like a promise. "Wait for me. I will find you again." And so the world turns, caught between light and shadow, life